Hello everyone, and welcome to Malts and Meeples. I am Petter, and today, as I set aside my keyboard, we are back with some more Pathfinder Adventure Card Game. Last time we got through the first part of the adventure, well, technically the prequel to the adventure. It took us took me 2 tries. But now I think I have it, and I, of course, have a nice old-fashioned here. Grapefruit bitters. Maybe a little bit more simple syrup than I normally put in there. But I hope everybody has been having a great week. This has been a weird week for me because I have had to be checking to see if I have jury duty. And I had Monday off. So that was nice. Chance to relax that day. But then, today's work turned into going in for jury duty. Which, changes up the week a little bit. So, let's read some story here. And then get down to the table. On the plus side, it's Caravan Master Silas Gribb, and not you, who is imprisoned in Belhaim Garrison this evening. You are guarding a routine run from western Taldor through the Verduran Forest. As you sighted the town of Belhaim, an explosion leveled a prominent spire called the Witch Tower, panicking your horses and allowing dire wolves to attack and disrupt your caravan. Master Gribb aimed to convince the Belhaim Town Council that you brought on his misfortune, freeing him of obligation to pay you for your services. At first, the plainly overmatched Deputy Hod believed the bellicose caravaner and tossed you in a cell. At the last hour, a local baroness, Oragena Devi, made a skillful dismantling of Gribb's arguments. It became clear that Gribb never intended to pay you at all, looking only for an excuse to sabotage his own convoy for the benefit of his smuggling activities. The lady quickly saw to the caravan master's imprisonment. I want to apologize on the behalf of Belhaim for all you have suffered, she says to you as you dine with her at Wise Piper Inn. As you have seen, we have suffered as well. Our proud monument, the Witch Tower, lies in ruins. The town is awash with rumors that kobolds lie dead within. A shocking development, given that they usually stay far away from our well-defended homes. Worse still, we cannot reach our local eccentric wizard, Belthus Hunclay. He lives in a hillside manor. He claimed the Witch Tower blocked the view of his observatory. On many moony nights, he requested permission to level it, permission that would never come his way. We fear he took matters into his own hands, but now we cannot find him. You seem like a capable bunch. Would you investigate the ruins of the tower, documenting the involvements of the kobolds what involvement the kobolds had in this demolition? You should take care, though. My fool of a husband died poking around the place some years back. I'd hate for you to follow his path. It gives us our locations, as well as then, if we want, we can do a knowledge or perception check to avoid banes. That might come up a little bit more so this time because, well, there are more monsters. So 2, 3, and 2 Let's see, wisdom perception. Neither of us is particularly good at that. Dexterity, wisdom, or acrobatics perception. Huh. We don't have anybody who's good at either of those, so closing this one comes down to defeating. Let me take you down to the table so you can see what I'm talking about. Dealing with this here. This to close, and you need to summon and defeat the danger. The danger is over here, which you need to do a wisdom or dexterity check of 8. Or we could do something 8 plus level, so 9. Or we could do something else with acrobatics or perception, but we don't have either of those. So let's get our characters set up, and we'll meet there at the runes. Give it a shuffle here. And then 4 cards for Amiri. There's thumping going on because the toddler is not quite in bed yet. And thumping around is definitely the favorite hobby of toddlers. And then we have 6 for Seoni. Ooh, Seoni might have what we need with three blessings that are just off screen to deal with this location. But we're going to start with Amiri at the Oblette. At this location, damage you suffer is increased by 1. Rune. At this location, when a monster is undefeated, shuffle a new monster into the location, so it will just add more and more. At the start of your turn, you may examine the top card of a distant location. So not bad. So, start with Amiri. Turn 1. We have, on your check, you may discard a card to reroll 1 die showing a 1 or 2. It's not that great. So, let's see what we have here. A barrier. Wisdom, craft, design, divine, survival. So I do have survival. So I have a d6 plus 2. I'm going to display my armor. This is Aoi's. On a local combat or local check to defeat a lock, obstacle, or skirmish barrier. That is a task. A wounded wanderer doesn't help. So I don't have anything. This is just a roll. Plus 2. And I got a 2, so definitely not at a spot where that is going to be beat. Shuffle that back in. Need to get some way to boost that, or all the henchmen close. There's no boss this time. Your goal is just to close all the locations as part of your investigation. I don't have anything to spend, So we'll draw another one. Ooh, a crowbar. Doesn't actually help in the case of that barrier. Flip our next one. Hey, it's another one. The exact same thing. We'll explore. Intelligence, arcane, or divine. Well, it's a 5 to get it on a D8. Ooh, charisma. I can do the arcane. So +2, 10. I acquire it, and I have to discard it because I'm over my hand size, but I can also discard it to just explore again. Ooh, though I do want to keep that one around. We'll discard this one, Torag's Power, because that strength boost doesn't really matter that much for a spellcaster. Wisdom, Perception, don't have that. Stealth or Survival. Well, Amiri has Survival. So, looking at a Wisdom here. What do I have that can boost Wisdom? I'm going to discard Incitation. Shooting for an 8, and this just allows me to bless, so I need a 6. I'm at 7. If undefeated, summon and encounter a monster. If that monster is defeated, banish this barrier. I'm not prepared right now to fight monsters. Oh, divine at 7. That is not useful. Have no spells, so I'm looking at a strength. Eesh. Immune to mental and poison. If the check to defeat this monster doesn't have the magic trait, be undefeated, well, we're going after that divine of a 3. Okay, oh, I forgot that. I can recharge a card, energy resistance, to do... I'm going to do another incitation here. So 2d12 plus 12 plus 2d4. This is going to be, that's another 2. It's another 1. Massive overkill. Defeat them. Both of these are gone. Thank goodness. That was a tough one. I'm really glad that I remember I can always discard a card to do that, to cast a spell basically, but I'm definitely not playing another one right now for her. Check one thing real quick here. It is an annoying thing for me, but sometimes YouTube is like, oh, nobody's watching. I'm like, well, I have it pulled up and I'm watching, and I'm not doing it on the Malts and Meeples. I'm doing it through the Patterswinsrud one, so that I don't have to change logins every time. All right, let's get our 6 here. All right, then we are back to Amiri. On your non-combat check, add 1. Gorham's Iron. So our Wounded Wanderer is back again. I do have the +2 with survival, +1 from Gorham's Iron for 7. 7, really? You even get an ally when you beat it. But, oh my goodness, I do not know when I'm going to beat that, because at this rate, I'm going to have that one closed before I beat it. Next one, for Seoni. You may avenge by discarding a card. Avenge is a keyword I need to look up. Avenge, encounter a bane after another local character fails to defeat it, typically after bearing a card. See Avenge on page 10. So this one allows you to just discard it, which means if you can heal, you can get that card back. If it is buried, it's under your character card, and you won't get it back until the next time. But we're not at the same location. Charisma, Diplomacy. Yeah, that's 6, 7, 8. Acquire. And we're going to discard the Standard Bearer. We just got to explore again. Charisma, Diplomacy. Well, failed that one. Failed that one by a little ways. That is only a 3. I needed a 5. But that is okay. That's okay. I don't desperately need a blessing. Sometimes the blessing's powers are very useful. Like this one, on another character's check to defeat, discard to add a d12. The check counts as blessed. Discard to explore. Yeah. It's like, that's a good one to have, but not the end of the world to miss it. We're going to flip again. You may avenge by discarding a card. Sweet. Again, not at the same location. Dexterity, Ranged, Stealth. Well, my dex is a d6. On your strength non-combat check, well, it's a dex check. It's a dex check. There is nothing I can do. That is going to go away. Simple as that. Most unfortunate. That is a pretty nice weapon, but also not one that Amiri is going to be that great with. She still has nothing to explore again. So her turn is done. This one's taking a little longer. On your check against an undead card, when you would discard a boon to bless, you may recharge it instead. So, give me an undead. It's an animal swarm. Just combat here. I'm going to discard that card. We really need to heal. But that gives me then a d12 plus 2d4 plus it's arcane. That's 13 anyways. 17. Easy kill. Vulnerable to attack. If defeated by less than 4, shuffle this monster into the... Well, no, that was absolutely smooshed. And we're going to not take another card. We're not going to spend a card here because we're going through them a little bit too fast for my liking. We're getting all the blessings and hero stuff immediately. So let's see what this next one is. On your blessed check, you may re-roll any dice showing a 1. So if you are blessed on some check, you re-roll them all. Well, anything that's a 1. Don't be the barrier. Don't be the barrier. Don't be the barrier. It's not the barrier. Ooh. Wow. So we have a combat. It's immune to mental and poison, vulnerable to electricity. Don't have any of those. If undefeated, weapons and armors that were revealed, reloaded, recharged, discarded on the check to defeat are buried instead. If defeated, draw a new weapon. All right. So we have our strength melee here. We are not proficient against that monster. So I have so I need to beat a 15. Fairly high number there, 15. But yeah, doesn't matter which one I show. So, Glorious Warhammer, a D8 plus 1. So we have a D12, a D8, and plus 3. 9. Really? 9? Come on, man. Come on. Well, we bury our Glorious Warhammer and shuffle them back in. We would have had a chance to even close that. Amiri, you're disappointing me this time. You are finding all the monsters, all the things, and then just leaving. I mean, you have yet to discard. Well, you've buried a card. That's it. Okay, I have a battle axe. If proficient, axe melee. Proficient with melee. To my knowledge, no. Smashing, I'm proficient with weapons, so yeah. I'm proficient. I can discard it to add another D8. 2d8 plus a D12 plus 2. The average on that is 6.5 plus 4.5 plus 4.5, so 9, 15 and a half, 17 and a half. Oh, poor toddler. Thump. Characters cannot suffer scourges. Alright, I haven't seen any scourges, but watch this be one. Immune to cold, fire, mental, and poison. After acting, each local hero either recharges an armor or suffers 1 acid damage. Well, I don't have an armor, so it's going to be 1 acid damage. Combat check. You know the drill at this point. Discard. You get a D12 plus 2d4 arcane spell. 10. 11. The thing is that, like, this is just, it just happens. I don't, no reward. I just lose out on that. Okay. I guess I could be trying to avoid some of these, but also, I mean, that barrier doesn't hurt me. Might as well go for it every time. All right. We have yet to close anything. This is going much worse than last time. Amiri. On your check against an animal or elemental card, add 1d4. Animal, elemental, animal. Veteran construct. All right, we are discarding the battle axe. We went over the scenario. 2d8 and a 12 and 2. So that is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's just plus 2. I'm banishing the blasting stone. Don't care. Taking it out. Defeated. So I can try closing it now. But first, more important thing for Amiri. My apologies for my beautiful arm. Shuffle it up. Draw a weapon. Good weapon, good weapon. Give me big money, big money, big money. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Heavy crossbow. It's not melee. That loses out some for me. Dexterity, looks like. On your combat check, reload to use dexterity or range plus 1d10. On a distance combat check, freely discard to add 1d8. After playing this weapon, you may not play an offhand boon this encounter. That's not worth it. That's not worth it for Amiri. That's a terrible weapon for her. Doesn't work that well. Bad weapon for her. Equally as bad for Seoni. Hey, we have benefication. And we do have the chance to close here. A fortitude check. So d8 plus 1. I can't even use benefication right now. Oh, wait. No, that's not useful. D8 plus 1. Shooting for a 6. Shooting for a 6. That is a beautiful 5. Amiri, you're letting me down. You're letting me down. Still not animal or elemental check there. When you would discard a boon to bless a dexterity or charisma check, you may recharge it instead. Give me a dexterity or charisma check. That is drawing from the wrong pile. Wisdom. Intelligence, wisdom, arcane, divine. Well, I have arcane. Some of these wordings are odd here. I wish they would do like a bolded font for like the main skills and then a different font for the smaller ones. Five, 6, 7. It is acquired. Freely display next to a local character and choose a skill. Arcane. While displayed on their checks using this skill, add 1+ level. At end of turn, banish. So that only matters if I get some good arcane thing. Otherwise, I mean, I have to discard a card anyway. Well, we have a weapon here. Strength melee. We're going for it. All out. We got a 4. Come on. Come on. Come on. 4. We got the weapon, guys. This is stupid. I mean, I'm going to discard the weapon. It is not worth keeping in my hand. It's not worth me playing my blessing right now. As we burn through this chunk of the deck. Animal or elemental? Give me. Ally, a giant slug. It is animal. I get to add a D4 to my wisdom check. And it's wisdom survival, so I get to add +2. We got 10 to get a giant slug. Sorry, you can't hear it, most likely. But the toddler upstairs is just going, ah, blah, 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 blah. Alright, we're going to keep the giant slug. Oh, I can recharge it to discard the top of this. It's basically another turn. If you're in a wild location, I'm in underground, unfortunately. Alright, Cobalt Champion. We have our shot here. Have our shot to get our fortitude of 6. If we can defeat him. So, D12 and a D8 as I reveal the Warhammer. Oh, great. There's something before acting. Before acting, succeed in intelligence. Well, that's not great. Craft. Don't have that. Disable. Nope. Perception. Of course not. Targeting of 5. So, 4. Okay, that is only 1 damage. Now, attack. 12. 16, 18. Crushed. Crushed them. Now, the question is here, can we close this location? It is a fortitude check. Benefication. We are blessing this check. Oh, bless this check. 2. D8. That might have made a difference. So that was 10, 11. This is closed. I may heal an ally. Time for some important wording here. Now, time for a message. Heal. Shuffle cards. Page 9. Heal. Heal. Attempt to check. Blah, 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 blah. If power heals you, shuffle the specified number, and if specified types of random cards from your discard pile. If you're discarding a card to heal yourself, exclude it. It does not specify a number or anything. We're healing all the way up, boys. Alright, Seoni. On your check to close or guard, add 1d4. Alright, come on, come on, come on. 2 cards, 50-50 shot. Well, we're getting it this turn. For sure. Arcane Divine. Well, Arcane, I have. That's a 12. That's a 12 plus 2 on a goal of 5. I don't have Perception. I mean, that's just defeated. Now, we are going to discard this one. Arcane 7. Really? You are giving me the layup here. Before acting, succeed a Wisdom Perception 4 check. Or this monster is undefeated. Oh, come on. Come on. 6. Got it. I mean, it's a D12 plus 2. Do I need to use a spell on this? Because that'd be a D12 plus 2D4 to defeat him in combat. Because I'm not doing an arcane check. That is a combat check. So that'd be a 10. I mean, you're adding an additional 5. Now we're doing the arcane, the bottom half. 7, 8, 9. Defeated. There's nothing here. If a location is empty. If, I say, a location is empty. End of scenario. Does not help. Closing location. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's closed. I don't see anything in the rules that says it automatically closes when it's empty. So I have to do a Perception 5 check. Perception? No. Perception? No. Ooh, close. I gotta add a D4. Perfect timing. Didn't even need it. Closed. And a free move. Nope. Examine. Top card here. Oh, we have some armor. So we come up here. We flip our top card. When you heal, you may heal an additional card. Great. None of these characters heal. Not super useful. Hey, we know it's armor. I mean, forgot to draw. We're just going to do a Constitution Fortitude check. It's a D8. Poorly rolled D8. Still got an 8. So, easily acquire that. Get rid of my blessing. Let's explore again. Strength, Dex, or Con. Gem of Physical Prowess. On a non-combat check, recharge to roll your Strength, Dexterity, or Constitution instead of the normal die. Oof, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I'm still doing this just as a straight roll. Because none of these help me for non-combat checks. Why would they do that? 11. 3. So long. Thanks for all the fish. Come on up here. flip the card. Do your non-attack combat. On your non-attack combat check, add 1. Maybe you shouldn't add 1 the other time. Don't know that it mattered. Intelligence or arcane. My arcane is, of course, off the charts. Okay. It's an intelligence arcane, so does that mean I just roll my intelligence? The reason I asked that is Fumbus here has an intelligence and arcane +1. Hers is charisma arcane. So that makes me think that I don't actually use charisma. I use intelligence here. Still got it. Banish to give another character or let any number of local characters give a card to another character. So spectral something or another passing around cards for you. Nothing to spend. Search again. Amiri, this is yours. No effect. Well, you haven't used them anyways, so we have some darts. Dart, range, piercing, magic. Oh, great. Doesn't help me. Dex check to acquire. The best I can do in Dex is a 6. Don't acquire them. Next turn. When you check against an outsider card, add D4. Well, is this going to be an outsider? No, it's an elemental. Remember that elemental that we had? Well, this elemental is immune to acid damage. That's okay, because all I'm going to do is discard a card to get my D12 plus 2D4. And it says Arcane. So that is 8, 9, 10. 11, 12. I am 1 short. I got nothing for that. After acting, I suffer 1 damage, but I reveal the braces of protection. Don't suffer any damage. We just shuffle this guy back in. We're getting down to it. We have a lot of time left. We might bump it up to legendary, I believe it is. Coming up here, though, that might be a horrible mistake. Might be a horrible mistake. And I even actually made this worse than it probably was supposed to be by doing 4 henchmen monsters in it instead of what should have been 3, just because it tells you the proxy one, and those are the elemental ones. So I was like, let's just add it in as well. No covers, no effect. Thanks so much. Oh, and okay, a trap chest. I don't have my thing that helps with that anymore. I can't disable. I do have strength and melee. It's a D12. Yeah, a D12 plus 2 to get a 4 or a 13. If undefeated, suffer 1d4 acid damage and gain the Scourge Dazed. Alright, 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. The Scourge Dazed. You may not examine locations. You can only explore once. Set that over there for the next turn. Let's flip. No effect. Of course, no effect. Probably should shuffle that back in. symbol of sleep, intelligence, wisdom, arcane, divine. I think I can roll. I have the skill arcane, charisma. I mean, intelligence or wisdom. Oh, I forgot to draw my additional card here. Completely worthless. As always. Deflect. No, doesn't help. Banish. To give a card to another character. Choose a skill. But I don't have arcane intelligence or divine intelligence or divine wisdom or divine arcane. But I am proficient with arcane, which I should look and see what proficiency does. A power that lets you use specific cards to improve your way. You are proficient with a card if you are proficient with its card type or any of its traits. See proficiency. Page 19. Proficiencies. Some cards are more useful to characters who are proficient with them. You are proficient with a card if you are proficient with its type or any of its traits. If your proficiency lists a trait combined with a card type, such as alchemical item, you are proficient with the boons of that card type only if you have that trait. That doesn't help me. They're more useful to characters who are proficient with it. So I guess if it has the arcane word on it, I can add in my arcane bonus. I would still roll intelligence. So I think I can do enhance for arcane to get that 2. Got it. And now I have to discard this card. Arcane or divine check of 7, recharge instead. I was proficient anyways, so it just gets recharged with that roll of a 12. Alright, flip. On your check against undead cards, add d6. You undead. No, but you are strength melee, which, as we have talked about, is a strong suit of mine. We're going to do the Orson. And I do want to look up Bless again, just because my brain is like, you sure? Add a die. That matches. Yep. I was like, are you sure you're right that you would add an extra d12 here? 3. 6. 3. 6. 8. 8? Really? Really? 2 d12s, and I rolled a 3 twice? Let's just get shuffled back in. We really need to find those class monsters to be able to deal with this. And I take damage, 3 damage, of course. Clear out everything. Amiri, this is it for you. Here are all your buddies, by the way. They have recharge abilities, at least. So the dumb thing is, not the dumb thing, but the smart thing is I can recharge, like the soldier, on a check for combat. And he'll go here. And if I beat the combat, then I would just get him back in my hand. It will allow me to cycle and keep Amiri in check, or going. If she has to draw, well, she has nothing left, then, well, you end up with her KO'd. And it would be down to Sione. Forgot to flip one for that. Now we'll flip one here. When you discard a boon to bless a dexterity or charisma check, you may recharge it instead. Give me dex or charisma. Yeah, that's just straight up combat. So I can either discard a check to use my arcane. Before acting, succeed a Dex, Con, Acrobatics, or Fortitude 4 check. Well, Dex and Con, I failed. And then I roll a d4, 3, suffer the scourge poisoned. Well, as we lost dazed, poison doesn't sound great. After you reset, recharge a random card. So start the next game. Have to recharge a card in hand So after I draw back up. Alright, brain failed me there for a second. Use strength. We're going to use this reveal to use a d4 plus a d8. And then we're going to use this one to add d4 plus 1. So we have 2d4, a d8 plus 1. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11. Defeat that monster. Get it out of here. If proficient, discard this card. You may succeed in an arcane or divine check of 6 to recharge instead. 7. If you don't believe me, 7. That could easily have been sleight of handed, but 'twas not. I feel like 30 cards in this deck is a little bit high. No effect. For Amiri now. Oh, of course. Warband. When examined, succeed a stealth plus 7. Don't have stealth. Even I can roll dex. That's what it is. Summon and encounter a monster, then each other local character summoning and encounters it. If the one you summoned is defeated, this barrier is defeated. Otherwise, shuffle this barrier into a random location. It would have to be this one. The others are closed. So let me read that again. Summon and encounter a monster. Then each local character summons and encounters it. So we're looking for a monster. Immune to mental and poison. A solid 11 to defeat. I have nothing. So I'm just going to recharge to add a d4. 12 d4. And it's just a combat check, so I don't even get to add in my melee. I think I do. Yeah. Doesn't matter because I rolled 2. If undefeated, a random character summons and encounters this. Well, it was going to happen anyways. And then I have to recharge a random card right now. Before that happens, we just need Seoni to properly deal with this. Screw it, we're going big. 2 cards here. So 2d12 plus 2d4. 10, 11, 16, 18. Defeated. Get that out of here. We are getting low. Seoni doesn't have much in hand either. Oh, wisdom. Divine. Don't have divine. Do have wisdom. Only a d6 there. 6. Acquire that. Just gonna draw. Oh yeah. Amiri at least didn't lose. Nope, Amiri is knocked out. Wah wah. She did not have enough cards to draw. So Amiri's out. Seoni. We have this many cards left. This many cards left for Seoni to go. Okay. Wow, Estrel's Eye. If you're in a wild location, nope, urban. Combat of 13. Discard. Cast a spell. Bless myself. Ooh, nope. Recharge to heal another character. Doesn't help. So just the spell. We're shooting for a 13. 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. Arcane. 13. 14. We have defeated this. Doesn't matter immunity. So now we have to deal with this danger. Dex Wisdom, Acrobatics, Perception. No, I don't. My Dex and my Wisdom are the same. Just a D6. Seriously, I have nothing. I can't heal. Like, that is a dead card to me. Can discard to explore. Strength con. Combat damage. It's not. Ooh, it is combat damage. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to roll. 2. Nothing. So then I roll. For combat damage, we're going to deflect that. Succeed on Arcane or Divine. Definitely succeeded that. Bring it back. Some of these spells, like, I can get back a bunch, but not that useful. And succeed a strength. So I can add a d8 by revealing my mace. 8. So I don't get entangled. Still haven't closed it. On your check against undead card, add 1d6. Not useful. Unless, nope, you're an animal. Let me draw those extra cards. Well, we're going to discard this worthless card. To go, use my arcane. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, because I'm proficient with arcane. And I do still suffer the scourge wounded. Of course, another scourge. So many scourges for me. Wounded. At the start of your turn, discard the top card of your deck. And that one sticks. That one sucks. Because start of her turn, which is now. Well, I guess we draw one first. Then we discard the top. Torig's Power would have been super useful. Trapped Chest. Strength melee of 12. Great. Okay. We're going to go with this arcane one to remove that wounded. We really need to get that arcane one back. It does have the word arcane, so it means we automatically get it back. Get that scourge out of here. Just do that instead. Undefeated. Oh, and scourge stays. Seriously, is there anything I can do here? Strength can recharge. Strength melee. So recharge to add a d4 plus reveal my mace to add a d8. So 2d4 plus a d8. 6. I can get up to 10. I got 10. I needed 12. So I failed. So 1d4 acid, 4, becomes a 3. Because I can reveal. Then I think I can refresh, so I only have to do 2. Still, that sucks. I have dazed now. And I know what's going to be coming up. Because, well, that just flips back over. Dazed only allows me to explore once. Flip this, we're getting down to it. When you discard a boon to bless a strength or constitution, you may recharge it instead. That's great, because hey, this is a strength melee. I'm going to discard this to bless to get to 3d8. 2d8 plus a d... No, 2d4 plus a d8. Anything here. You're useful there. So I did bless. 2d8 plus a d4. 7. While it is taken care of now, Let's just do... Well, spell is an option. So I could get a spell here. I'm 100% doing that. We're encountering that spell. Force missiles. Oh, I definitely need that. Because it's arcane thing, so it just auto refreshes. So intelligence, arcane, 3, 4, 5, I think. Add to the collection. We are at 6. And now we need so we're going to use the guide. Recharge the guide, adding a D6. Check to acquire or craft. Doesn't help. Strength or con. Don't have that. Charisma, diplomacy. Doesn't help. So we are looking at a dexterity wisdom check of 9. Well, I can't get that. I got to 7. I only suffer a single damage. Then I need to succeed a strength check. I do get to use my D8 for that at least. And I succeeded that, so I'm not entangled. Cannot explore again. Let's draw back up. Give me something good. Because at this point in time, I'm just trying to shut this thing down. So I'm going to go with skill. I'm proficient, or I get to add 2 to it. So, is that even worth it? I'm going to hold on to that for right now. Still have my dazed. So I'm just going to attempt straight roll. Didn't get it. Suffer D4. 1 damage. Get rid of enchant weapon. Reveal my mace. Clearly defeat that. Forgot to flip. Let's flip again. Next turn. On each check, the first blessing played to bless is played freely. Well, do we have a blessing here? No, we have another spell. It's going to be like last time. Nothing. Combat damage. 4 each. 1, 2, 3, 4. There is a method to my madness, by the way. Then I need to do a strength check. 9. Succeeded. First incantation. Discard the card to bless. So we're blessing for our dexterity wisdom check to close. That means 2d6. 1 card left. 2d6. Oh, come on. I'm not too confident on this. Alright, damage. 3. Use bracers to protect against 1. So 2. That's going to be it. That is going to be it because I have my strength check here. Five. Failed anyways. So I'd be entangled. But yeah, that fails. And now I have to draw. And I actually was pushing for the guide. I maybe should have discarded something else at some point in time. I don't know what it would have been. Don't know what I would have discarded. So, there we have it. I was down to a single card. Character passed away. Well, got knocked out. So at the start of next time, we're going to reset, play the scenario again, and we'll see how far we get through all of the Pathfinder Adventure Card Game. The second edition version of it. My goal is to get through Adventure 1. And after that, we'll see. But I do really enjoy this game, and honestly, I thought it wasn't going to be that bad, but this card, getting a 9, is not easy for these characters. Had I been able to bless and use the guide to roll 3d6, 3, 8, yeah, anything would have worked at that point in time. But the fact that I don't have acrobatics or perception to be able to roll means I'm going after that harder one, which is dexterity or wisdom, but neither character, Amiri or Sione, are good at that, which means that I'm just rolling straight rolls on this. It's not even survival. Had that been survival, that might have worked better for me, but it wasn't. But it's so fun. I really do love this game, and I think one card left, by the way. I think that it's a good one. You keep on seeing me go back to the rules here. And I think that it's something worth talking about really quickly with this game, because I do keep on going back to the rules, because the rules are iffy. We had that whole proficiency thing. Okay, what does proficiency mean? You're better with it. And it does make sense here. If you're proficient, discard this card and you automatically succeed. My guess is maybe a weapon here somewhere. If you are proficient, additionally reload to add a d4. So I guess that does make sense. Okay, so I'm tracking a little bit more now. It is not explained well in the rules, but I'll do my best to explain it here. So you have your proficiencies. That means you get the added bonus on the card if you are proficient with it. So with the weapon, I can reload it, put it on the top of the deck to be able to use that extra bonus. For these arcane spells, I am able to automatically recover them because I'm proficient with them. However, on the flip side of things, there is the keyword for the check to acquire. And I do want to look at that. Check to acquire or to fight against, because assemble your dice, the skill you are using, and the powers kind of talks about it here. But I think my understanding of it is if you have that keyword for acquiring, you're looking for the combination thereof. But that doesn't make that much sense, I guess. So I'm going to go with, like, Sayoni uses her arcane to basically her arcane charisma, we have arcane intelligence. I want to find that card. So, enhance. Intelligence, wisdom, arcane, divine. Can I use my arcane and charisma in that one, even though the to inquire only for those skills says intelligence and wisdom? I would tend to think no, because we're looking at those two bigger sets. But if you have that sub-skill in something else, and let's make a little look here. Look-see. Let's have a little look-see. Where are my spells at? Spells. Spells are going to be my best example. Look at this. 4. Intelligence, arcane. Okay. Intelligence, arcane. Intelligence, arcane. Intelligence, wisdom, arcane. Intelligence. So I'm not seeing anything that says charisma, arcane, which, to me, now seeing that, I can roll my charisma die on our arcane check to get that +2. Because she is a sorcerer, thematically, it makes sense because she gets her powers through kind of her own force, not through like the force of nature or something else, or the understanding of how to use it. It is a force of personality thing. But of course, something like that is just a little bit confusing and not always the best written for this game. Even with that, like I said, I still enjoy this game. And hopefully this gives you a decent idea of how to play it, and that my banter of everything going wrong is entertaining. But with that, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed this. If you have, please consider subscribing. Give this video a thumbs up, comment on it. If you subscribe, you can click that notification bell to know when I go live. Generally, it is Monday evenings at some point in time, generally after 8:30, and then on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Central. With that, bottoms up.